If it won't, that cash didn't work, that out didn't work, move fast didn't work. She gotta have that first, or imagine it first before you grab that. If it work, that cash work, that out didn't work, move fast didn't work, no action work, it's passion first. You gotta have that thirst, or imagine it first before you grab that
Hey, how's it going? It's your host, Quintin Tyson. Welcome to the Rhythm of Autism TV show.
Yo, you already know what it is. Your co-host here, Face Man, aka Young Swoosh. I ride in the coupe. I ride 4 doors, so you can ride with me too. Yo, we got real special guests here, and we gonna let them introduce themselves like everybody else,
Yeah, this is Quintin, man, King of Hennepin County. That's where they found me, posted in the hood with all them riders around me.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Quintin, bro, it's an honor for you being on my show, The Rhythm of Autism, man. You already know you've been doing your thing for Minnesota music, man.
Through,
Appreciate you coming through. And Quintin, bro, before we get to it, man, people wanted to know, bro, what is your story when your struggles and your pain you go through in life when you start from the bottom and stuff?
Well, some of my struggles and my pains is just confusion and not understanding. So basically, life is all about learning. So
right.
I had to learn how to keep myself out of situations and how to keep myself on point. And you just got to educate yourself. So that's what it was. It was just like a little miseducation that I didn't have at the time, throughout life, and that's what life is sometimes, as you get older, some things you don't know, and you learn every day. So the whole thing, just keep learning in your mind and wanting to be educated, educate yourself.
So, where you originally from?
I'm from Hennepin County, Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Alright, that's what's up. That's what's up. Money soda.
That's over there in Golden Valley, right?
No, I ain't even Golden Valley.
Golden
Valley Road. Golden Valley Road is like a little strip, just like Laurie, just like Darling. So you know,
you like the jokes, man.
Yeah, okay. So that's just a little area I used to be in, throughout time. But that's on the north side.
That was still North Minneapolis.
Yeah, and so basically, I just say I'm from Hennepin County to cover all bases. I done lived northeast, south side, north side, just all type of areas. So
right.
It's just Hennepin County all day.
Hennepin County all day, every day,
yeah,
man.
So do you got a personal story that you can think of that you've been through where just say like it seemed like you ain't gonna be able to get out of it, but you had to do something to overcome it. You know what I'm saying?
Basically,
and you gained out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I get what you're saying. Growing up, I used to run with a lot of people, and when you're around different people, they're different characters, so you have to be a different character for all these type of people.
Right.
And basically, just growing up, you have to separate yourself from certain people because they're not going where you're going in life. Mm-hmm. And one of my mistakes was dealing with the wrong people. It could be even a relationship. It could be friends. It could be business people. It's just who you're dealing with. But like I said, if you educate yourself, you'll know how to deal with these situations. So basically, me coming up, my mother and father had an addiction, and as I was growing up, I was living with my grandmother, and my grandmother was able to show me opportunity. It was a lot more that I was able to gain and understand. And when I was with my mom and them, it could have been another way if I would have grew up with them. So basically, I had to transform my mind to not live like the way I was living with my mother and live how my grandma wanted us to be. Because as you look at it today in life, as you get older, mm-hmm. You have people who are lost out here. Right. They're still stuck in the same mentality that they was brought in back then. And like I say, when I moved with my grandma, it was more opportunity. She showed me it could be a better way. Back when I was with my mom growing up, It was dark.
You was like more free or whatever.
Yeah.
And I only can imagine you probably saw a lot coming up.
Yeah,
You know,
I saw people get killed in front of me. Well, the first person I saw as a dead body was my grandfather. I found him dead at 3. When I was 5, I was playing with.
Rest his soul, man. Rest your grandfather.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
And then as a 5 years old, I was sitting on the porch playing with my Donatello and Raphael Ninja Turtle, and I seen a man shoot 5 people in front of me. You know
and your
what I'm
grandfather
saying?
got hit?
No, my grandfather passed away from like cancer.
Okay.
But like that was when I was
This
3.
is something totally different.
Yeah, and then
this is like your first experience of like death, and then here's another event that happened
Right
in front of you. And
right in
how
front
old
of me.
you,
I was
man?
5 at that time.
You was 5 at this time.
Yeah, I seen a guy come out his crib and just shoot all 5 people that came to his crib.
Wow.
And
You could have got hit in actuality.
I could have.
You know,
I could have.
Different situations, you coming out at a different time or what have you.
Yeah, I could have. Like I seen a lot as a kid. Like guys came and robbed our house and shot a man in front of us in my house. I was probably like 10 at that time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So basically, the stuff that I was going through, I didn't let that stop what I wanted to do, and that was music. Period. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So that was my scapegoat from everything, regardless what I was living in life. And I just want to tell everybody that, you know, follow your dream, because your dream is going to alter you to do other things. And music has saved my life in a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, it kept me from going to do other things. It taught me how to budget, because of, you know, you got to spend in order to look the proper way. You know what I'm saying? Right. You got to pay for your videos. You got to do this on your own.
You got to pay for your beats.
Your beats. And some people, they rather
to invest yourself, pretty much.
Basically, music taught me how to invest in myself.
Okay.
It taught me how to invest too. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like copyrights, trademarks, own your rights, and
everything. Like music puts you in a mind frame of growth and development, and so that's what I did. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
And
man.
So like basically, throughout that struggle, I just chased my music. I chased my dream.
Yeah, man. I can tell you jumped off the porch early.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. I jumped off very early.
Man. Yeah, that's dope, man. Another question for you, man, Quintin, man. People wanted to know, man, how did the experience make you feel when you first got into the music thing, and what made you start in the rap and take this seriously, and what made you start getting to the producer? I know you was telling me you make beats and stuff.
I grew up listening to a lot of music growing up, different type of music. My mother, she listened to rock and roll, because back then it was like a rock and roll era, so it would be like Kiss,
the 70s,
like the 70s,
Prince, stuff
80s,
like that.
oh, okay.
You know, stuff like that.
Earlier 80s.
Yeah, but then my grandmother listened to a different people too, like Marvin Gaye, Al Green, stuff like that. Yeah. So I grew up with a lot of different, you know, music, you know, and I like music. And music has changed today because it's more beat driven, it's more drums and 808s. But back then it was more melodies, like when people was more into pianos and all that good stuff. So basically, Bone Thugs and Harmony came out.
Yeah, that was my group right there, man.
That was the 90s right there.
Yeah.
Man, some you know what, man, that's one thing I can say is when that video first came on, Thuggish Ruggish Bone, and they was running, you know what I'm saying, all four of them was running. Man, that was and the way they was spitting, it was so different, man. It was kind of
it was Midwest, and my mom's boyfriend at the time was from Cleveland. His name is Keith, and he brought this tape in my house. And when I heard it, I was just like mind blown, like wow. So eventually, I became a Bone member. I called myself Skeleton.
Skeleton Bone.
I was Lil Ripster when Busy Bone was Lil Ripster. I was going through my little Bone phase, but
hey, you know what's funny about that group? I'm gonna just say this, man. You know, like back in the days when it was Biggie and Pac and East Coast, West Coast, all that.
Right.
And people ask you, hey man, who you like this artist or not? You know, some people say yeah. You know, you like Outkast. Everybody just, you know, damn it like Outkast, but some people probably don't, right?
Right.
Bone Thugs and Harmony is the only group during the time when they was out. I never heard nobody say they ain't like them.
Yeah, I never.
Have you ever
I
anybody
didn't.
say they ain't like Bone Thugs?
Only people that didn't like Bone Thugs was like the Do or
Twister.
Dies or Twister.
Are you saying if anybody that didn't like, that was like their enemy or people that was
Yeah, like other rappers that was rapping like them, or
like them,
something.
like Twista, something like that?
Yeah, like that. But I never heard nobody in where what like Bone like Thuggish Ruggish Bone was played in every hood, every block, everywhere you go. Like your cousins had it. I stole Sam Goody's. I don't know if people remember Sam Goody's from back in the day. I stole the Crossroads CD out of there, the East 99s. Like I was really a Bone fan, so they gave me my melodic sound and my little rapping fast swag.
Okay.
My little harmonies and stuff like that. So basically, like back to what we were saying, like I was molded to do certain things as I was growing up. So me going through those experiences, listening to Bone and all that, it started creating my way for what I want to do. Now, Bone and them, they grew up different, so they was talking about peace and more stuff like that. But then, like the new way where we're living, it was more about drugs, streets, crimes, and all that other stuff. And
Well, actually,
stuff
Bone
like that.
Thugs are really the first people I ever heard talk about ecstasy.
Yeah, they did make a song. They did make a song talking about ecstasy. They did.
As far as the music, I think
There's
it was
so
the
many
first
hits
one
they
I ever
did,
heard, the
man.
music.
Crossroad, first of the month.
Yeah.
Man, it's too many.
But that wasn't their message, man. There was more harmoniously. Even though what's so crazy about them, they do say certain, things that happen in the neighborhood from your view, or but
That's because they grew up in that Tupac era, so they had to speak positive sometimes too. They had to, because even Tupac spoke positive. Everything just wasn't thug and kill him up. But like it's more of that type of stuff now because that's what people gravitate to. They gravitate to that type of stuff. But basically, throughout all that, I became my own way. I had my own life experiences, so I wrote about that. And like I say, music taught me how to budget, how to start paying for my own things because I knew wasn't nobody else do it for me. So basically, that's what molded me into the person that I am now. Like my videos, I don't care how much my videos cost. If it's a video that I want to pay for, that's top of the line, I'm gonna pay for it, whether it's $1,000 to $5,000. It's just but I grew to like some people won't do that for their career. They'll be like, oh, that's just too much, and I don't know, but it's just like, look, if you want to stand aside and look different from everybody else, you got to invest in yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what I had learned about everything. So when you invest in yourself, you could buy nice watches, you could buy the chains, you can get the teeth, the diamond earrings. You have to take care of yourself first before you could do anything, and that's what I want to tell the world. Take care of yourself first, and then follow your dreams. Make sure your foundation is good. Make sure your overhead is there. Make sure you eat good. Make sure you focus on your health. Make sure you go get your education. Educate yourself, because that's the only thing that's stopping you and frustrating you because you're just miseducated on certain things in this world. Teach yourself whatever you need to learn and execute that plan.
Actually, it's kind of going to one of the questions that 50 usually
I
asks
was just
everybody.
finna bring that up, but what's some advice you want to give to all the young generation, the kids, the people who look, what the message you want to get to? What's some advice you want to give them? But you already brought that up already.
Well, yeah.
But no, you good though. You know what I'm
you
saying?
going more in depth into it, man,
No.
but
We had people like that before. Like, okay, you took my idea. I was just for that extent. You good?
Yeah,
You good? Like,
I do want to use the platform to speak to younger people because
like,
right now
fans will look up to you pretty much.
To the people that's watching, to the people that look up to me, and because like I say, I make some music sometimes that's violent or whatever, but that's because of the lifestyle that I grew up around.
Where you was coming from, the struggle.
The struggle and all the stuff I seen coming from the hood. But what I want to tell these kids today is stop following negativity. You don't have to prove yourself to your friend that you're tough or prove yourself to people to make them feel better, because these are the same people that's not going to prove to you to help you when you need help. And these kids need to know that. You know what I'm saying? They need to know that violence is not okay. It's not okay to carry guns or want to shoot people. But they're taught like this because that's the way they grow
That's
up.
the image they see on TV as well.
Exactly,
They
and we
wanna
have to
follow
break we have to break that chain. Like like I said, I talk about that, but it's
That
up
don't
to
mean
me.
you do it though. Like we go around shooting.
Yeah, that don't mean I
Right.
just actually go out here and just be doing all this type of stuff. It's just imagery that people say. People are not really doing some of this stuff, and if they is doing some of this stuff, you have to look at their wrongdoings and keep yourself from it. Because how many times you see rappers go to jail?
A lot.
That's because they're still doing things they ain't supposed to do. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, you won't go through them things.
Right.
Like kids these days, you have to make sure you work a job. You have to make sure your credit score is good, because if you don't, you won't have a place to sleep. You won't have a home. You can't get a car. You can't do the things that you want to do in life because your credit is bad, because you're following people who's not teaching you these things. Try to be around people who's going to teach you right, teach you things you need to
what
learn.
you just said, they damaging all of that throughout the process. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like everything you're doing, like, I want y'all to do right. I want y'all to get a job. Ain't nothing wrong with working no job. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Start somewhere in life.
start somewhere. Like make sure you have an income. It don't matter what you're doing. Make sure you have an income for yourself. Because ain't nobody else going to help you. And let them laugh. Let them be the real dummies. Ain't nothing wrong with working a job to get some money. You know what I'm saying?
Right, that's true. And then, that's some real stuff you just brought up, bro. Man, there's nothing
That's
wrong
deep,
with
man.
that, man. Start somewhere in life, get your money, and stay out the way.
and stay out the way, and your life will be better. And whatever you believe in, whether it's God, Allah, whatever, keep prayer in your life. You know what I'm saying? Keep prayer in your life. Like I come from the struggle, and I said a lot of prayers, and a lot of my prayers have been answered. So that's what I want y'all to do. If you pray, stay focused, educate yourself, and you'll be okay.
Yep.
That's what's up. You heard it from right there, man. It's all positivity. Make sure you get your watch your credit, get your credit good. Make sure you get your income up, invest in yourself, and you'll do better. You know what I'm saying? If you knew better, you'll do better.
That's
Yep.
right.
And then another question for you, Quintin, man. People wanted to know, bro, what is your overcome obstacles when you overcame?
All my obstacles I overcame is basically just making sure I never have no more broke ways. And what I mean by having broke ways is just like
That's like one of my songs, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've been broke before, man. It's a painful feeling. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And then once you get to a point, you never want to go back.
Yeah, so just make sure you take care of all your broke ways, and you'll be all right. Like if you gotta sacrifice doing certain things to build your money or your credit up, then that's just what you gotta do. Just make sure
Gotta do
you
what
do
you gotta
that,
do.
and you'll be okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Like the message. Like the
Yeah,
message,
I like it, man. And then another question for you, bro. People wanted to know, bro, where the name Quintin come from. I know your former rap name used to go by King Clivo, and then you switched it up to Quintin probably a year later or two.
Yeah.
I believe what made you go by Quintin.
Well, Quintin is my real name. I know you have Quentin Miller and all these other people, but I'll just rather be myself. I did have other rap names, and like I did used to go under King Quavo, but I ain't want to,
Mix all that Migo stuff up.
I ain't want to go through all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And cause like even Biggie went through it. Like he was Biggie at first. He had to change his name because there was another guy named Biggie. So now he's Notorious Big. Everybody.
Big E,
B.I.G.
Yeah,
I seen that though.
like-
The Notorious B.I.G. Biggie Smalls.
Everybody
all that.
went through even Rick Ross, he used a street guy name, and he had to go through it for a little
Ricky
while
Ross,
to try to keep his name.
Rick
So
Ross.
Freeway Ricky.
So basically, I just was like, man, I'm gonna just be myself, man. I like the same thing I'm rapping about with this character that I created for myself is doing. I've been doing it for myself anyway, so why not just be myself?
That's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up, man. It sounds like you put real lyrics, you know what I'm saying, that you've been through. You know, and your flows.
I do that, and then I make music about everything. I even got songs for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you do a lot. I see you coming
I got a lot of different styles that I do. I don't just stay stuck to one style because music changed. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
And so y'all go check out my new video, Drip Star.
Actually, that was his next question.
I was just gonna bring up where people can follow you on social media and where people can check out your music and where people can find you on social media and everything.
I'm on YouTube. Excuse me. Type in Quintin. That's Quintin. My song is Drip Star. I have a song called My Ride or Die. Big Homies.
Okay.
I got a song called Drug Lord. My albums are on all platforms. If you type in Quintin OG Status, that's on iTunes, Amazon, any platform that you think of. I have another CD that's on there also called Quintin the Album. That's on iTunes, Amazon, all those. A title. It's on everything. You can go and look it up on. So my YouTube channel is Quintin Ridley, but you can look that up. Ridley, Riddley. Okay. I got a Twitter at King Quavo. That's at KINGQUAVOE. My Snapchat, King Quavo 227. What else?
Man, you got everything.
I have so much that I can't really like.
Your Black Planet, your MySpace.
My Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, Spotify.
My IG, Quintin Ridley. No, Q Ridley. It's QRIDDLEY. I do have one that's Quintin Ridley too, but I'm not on that one no more. But yeah, Q Ridley, QRIDDLEY. That's my Instagram. I'll be on there. So.
Yeah. You got plenty of fish? Not just playing.
I can't tell them what I'm gonna be on there.
I just mess with you, man.
Yeah.
Now you got all the social media platforms, man. That's
yeah, man. I'm on them all. The Vimeo.
You got a Reverb Nation?
I got a Reverb Nation too.
For some reason, I felt that you got a Reverb Nation.
Reverb Nation, SoundCloud.
What's your Reverb Nation?
The Reverb Nation is King Quavo, KINGQUAVOE.
Okay.
I do got a SoundCloud. It's King Quavo, and all that. But all that's gonna lead back to me being Quintin and stuff like that too.
Right. You're gonna change all that down the road.
Yeah, I got everything already connected.
Right, you gotta switch them up. Right. You got
yeah. So you're gonna see some of my Quintin stuff with that King Quavo stuff. So yeah, just Quintin, QUINTIN. Look me up.
There you go. Yeah, holla at him, yo. He hot.
Yeah, man. Most definitely. And then another question for you, bro. Quintin, man. People wanted to know, what was your reaction? Last month, March 31st, we lost a legend, Nipsey Hussle. What was your reaction? We found out Nip died, passed away. On the 31st.
I was in shock because my sister told me, and I just didn't want to believe it at first until I started seeing it all for myself. And to hear the story that it was just like a guy from his old neighborhood that knew him reminds me of a lot of stories of a lot of guys.
Hey, that's what happened to Proof, man.
Yeah.
Eminem.
Right hand man.
That happens here. Like we have a lot of Nipseys here in the city, and
people that just
and they're getting taken out by their own friends. Like we have to stop this cycle of friends killing friends because that's what it is. It's a lot of this friends killing friends or people that used to be around you. Like we have to let go of this hatred that we have for one another.
I started looking at it because they was exposing like No Plug killed his friend, Greg Rowe Fresh, and YNW Melly killed his own homeboys. Now
because that's where it starts. That's where it starts. It's always the people that you be around, and like I say. If you focus on what you got to focus on in life, you eventually, as you get older, your real friends are not going to lead you wrong or do anything to harm you. Right. You have to separate yourself with the friends that wants the good for you instead of the friends that want you to go do the bad to prove yourself to them. That's true.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where that come from. Rest in peace to Nipsey.
R.P. Nipsey Hussle, man.
And my prayers go out to Lauren London and his kids, his brother Big Sam. It was very tragic to lose that man like that.
Yeah.
Over some stupidity, over jealousy, over some hate, and the marathon continues.
Yep. You know, the show must go on, man, with the music, man, in the industry. But another question for you, bro. Any shout outs you want to give to all your fans and your family and friends and people who look up to your music and stuff?
Man, shout out to everybody who listens to my music. Shout out to everybody who messes with me. Shout out to everybody who got love for me. Shout out to all the newcomers who's just now finding out who I am, who's showing me love. It's all love. It's nothing but love. I'm not an evil, hateful person. I got love for everybody. And, there's people out here who dislike me and, say things to try to keep people from dealing with me. But at the same time, I stay prayed up.
Real,
God
that's
gonna make
real.
sure that I'm good. I'm gonna make sure that I'm good. So if you deal with me, the best way to meet me is to greet me.
That's what's up, man. That's an old ancient way to say, you know what I'm saying? Yo, y'all just checked out the Rhythm of Autism, actually podcast style. I'm doing some little produce here, make sure, the audio right today. But, I'm going to let 50 take it away.
But yeah, man, I'm saying, Quintin, man, appreciate you coming on my show, The Rhythm of Autism. It's always good to have you, my boy.
Appreciate you, my brother.
It's always a pleasure, man. Always, my boy. And by the way, before we go, I just want to say this. It's your host, 50 Tyson.
And it's your co-host here, Face Man, a.k.a. Young Swoosh. I ride in the coupe. I ride for those so you can ride with me too.
Yep, and we are the Rhythm of Autism TV show. And stay tuned, because we can't be here too much longer.
If it won't,
and we
that
out.
cash didn't work, that out didn't work, move fast didn't work, no action work. It's passion first, you gotta have that thirst, or imagine it first before you grab that work. That cash work, that out didn't work, move fast didn't work, no action work. It's passion first, you gotta have that thirst, or imagine it first before you grab that work.